Hey, 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 what's up? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Pro Wrestling Talk, live here on the U to the Tube, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host for this evening, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. First weekend of March has arrived, and we got a lot to talk about. A lot of pro wrestling goodness to talk about. Got a lot coming up. We got AEW Revolution this Sunday. We have already kicked off the New Japan Cup earlier this week. We got Stardom's New Blood getting ready to start next Friday. That show is next Friday, so I'll preview that. Just a lot's going on. Quite a lot's going on in the pro wrestling world. A big, huge announcement, a big move was made to shake things up. We're going to talk about that as well. So, man, where should we start? Where should we start? You know what? Let's do like I usually do. Let's start with, you know what? Actually, let's change it up a little bit. Let's start off with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, the New Japan Cup kicked off March 2nd, earlier this week, and we went through a series of first round matches, pretty much covering one side of the bracket. So, I believe between March 6th and 7th is when they're going to cover the other side of the bracket. So these first round matches on the left side of the bracket all happened on March 2nd. So let's go over. So we had Kazuchika Okada defeat El Desperado to advance, and he will be taking on Master Wato. So, of course, you got a clash between the IWGP Heavyweight Champion and the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. It was a good match. It was a really good match. But Okada advances, and he'll be taking on Master Wato, which Master Wato is one half of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. So, that'll be a big match for Master Wato. Taichi was able to pull off the victory against Toru Yano and advance to the next round. And normally he would face Hiroshi Tenzan, but because of his knee injury, he had to forfeit. So actually he gets another advancement. So Taichi will actually await the winner between Kazuchika Okada and Master Wato. So Taichi got a victory, then got a bye. So he will be competing again on March 14th. That's where he will take on the winner between Master Wato and Kazuchika Okada. So Taichi's got a little bit of break. He'll probably still wrestle some, maybe a few matches between now and then, but he's got a little break from the tournament. All right. We had a pretty nice battle between Hiroki Goto and Yuji Nagata. That one I did enjoy. But Hiroki Goto was able to get the victory using a very unique cross-legged pin, which I thought was pretty cool. But was able to get the victory over Yuji Nagata, and he will advance to face... Let's see. He will advance to face... Oh, yeah, so Dick Togo, it was going to be Dick Togo, but apparently he's out. So actually, Dick Togo is awaiting, Hiroki Goto is going to also get a bye. So actually, his next match won't be also until the 14th as well. So this is pretty interesting. Did not expect that. But anyways, Hiroki Goto advances. We had Shima versus Taka Michinoku. He was actually the first match. And I was so happy to see Shima defeat Taka Michinoku. I'm a pretty big mark for Shima. Watched a lot of his work in Dragon Gate wrestling. So I'm a big mark for Shima. And he will take on Yoshinobu Kanemaru in the next round. So that should also be good. So wow, took out one member of Suzuki Gun and is going to advance to take on another member of Suzuki Gun and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. So that should be good. And then Hiroki Goto will pretty much face the winner of Shima and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. All right. Hiroshi Tanahashi went up against Yo, and actually Yo had a pretty good showing, but was not enough to get the victory over the Ace. So Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Yo, and he advances, and he will go up against Bad Luck Fale in the next round. Ooh, that's going to be a tough match for the Ace. You know, a match that he is capable of winning, but Bad Luck Fale is no pushover. So it should be a tough match for him. We had Tetsuya Naito versus Yujiro Takahashi. Of course, Naito was able to get the victory despite the interference. He was still able to get the victory. And he will advance and take on Goto in the next round, which, I mean, no offense to Goto, but it should be an easy win. I'm just saying. So it should be an easy win. I'm just saying. And then we had Jeff Cobb defeated Togi Makabe. Not surprised. And Jeff Cobb will actually advance to go up against Mr. Cozy Lariat himself, Satoshi Kojima. So he'll face him in the next round. And then we had Yoshihashi versus Tomaki Honma. And actually, I got to say, Tomaki Honma did not make it easy for Yoshihashi. Did not make it easy for him at all. But it was very good back and forth. But Yoshihashi was able to put away Tomaki Honma with karma to advance to the next round. And he will face young lion Kosei Fujita. So just to recap, Okada, Taichi, Hiroki Goto, Shima, the Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Naito, Jeff Cobb, and Yoshihashi all advanced in their New Japan Cup tournament matches. So March 6th and 7th will be the next batch of matches, which will be the right side of the bracket, which we know for sure. One of the matchups was supposed to be the Great O-Khan versus Kota Ibushi, but Kota Ibushi had to opt out of this tournament. So Great O-Khan is expected to get a bye to go advance into the next round. So that pretty much means the Great O-Khan will go up against Taiji Ishimori on March 12th, since we know he's going to get the bye. We'll have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Young Lion Ryohei Oiwa. I hope I said that right. If not, please forgive me. And the winner of that match will face Doki. So potentially Zack Sabre Jr. could go on to face his stablemate Doki. We have Aaron Hanare versus Yuto Nakashima. The winner of that will face Sonata. We got Bushi versus Will Ospreay. The winner of that will face El Phantasmo. Shingo Takagi versus Tomohiro Ishii. The winner of that will face Tangaloa. Chase Owens versus Jado. The winner of that will face Tiger Mask. Ryusuke Taguchi versus Evil. The winner of that will take on Tamatanga. And Hiromu Takahashi will face Sho. And the winner of that will face Minoru Suzuki. So, still got more first round action for March 6th and 7th coming up next week. So look forward to seeing more continuation of the New Japan Cup. All right. Let's move on to Stardom. So we got New Blood. Stardom's New Blood taking place on March 11th in Shinagawa. So wanted to go over the card, which they've posted on the We Are Stardom Twitter page, their English Twitter page. Definitely check that out. Make sure you give that a follow for all the Stardom updates in English. So got a couple of matches. And like I said, Stardom's New Blood number one. This show is mainly going to be showcasing mainly the rookies and young talent, but not just in Stardom, but also from other promotions as well will be represented on the show. So let's check it out. So we got Stardom versus Goto Pro Move Wrestling, aka Choco Pro. It'll be Momo Kogo representing Stardom from the Stars faction, going up against Sayaka from Gato Move Pro Wrestling. You know what? I don't really know much about Sayaka. Part of me wants Momo Kogo to win because, like I said, I've taken a liking to Momo Kogo. I'm gonna pick her to win, but I am looking forward to see this Sayaka in action. I know some about Gato Move Pro Wrestling. I know Shida's wrestled there, Riho's wrestled there, Emi Sakura, Mei Saruga. There's been a lot of folks that have wrestled there. Kaori Yoniyama, who's Fukiken Death. Like there's been a lot of notable names that have wrestled for Gato Move. Shoko Nakajima as well, who actually wrestled there recently. Ryo Mizunami has wrestled there. So a lot of familiar names have wrestled in Gato Move Choco Pro live. We got a showdown of Cosmic Angels versus Marvelous. So this will be a tag team match as representing Stardom's Cosmic Angels, Unagi Sayaka and Waka Tsukiyama will go up against Marvelous's Maria and Ai Hozan. To be honest, I'm picking Marvelous to take this. I'm not that familiar with Ai Hozan, but I am familiar with Maria. I have seen her wrestle a couple of times, so I think Team Marvelous will take this match. And probably Waka Tsukiyama will take the pin. Or who knows? Maybe Waka might actually be on the winning end. We'll see. I don't know. But I think Waka's going to take the pin. All right. We have Queen's Quest versus Donna Del Mundo. So we're going to have, so this is an Inner Stardom showdown. We have Queen's Quest Saya Kamitani, the current Wonder of Stardom champion, teaming up with Lady C. So that's Queen's Quest. Going up against Donna Del Mundo's Mirai and Mai Sakurai. So now, of course, the two rookies being Lady C and Mai Sakurai. You know what? I'm going to say Queen's Quest takes this win. I think it's time for Lady C to shine and get herself another victory, get herself another pin, this time in tag team action. I think it's time to let Lady C shine. I think this is the show to let Lady C get the victory for the team. Why not? I'm going to go with Queen's Quest, and I'll even do one better. I think we let Lady C pin Mai Sakurai. I think it's time to let Lady C start to come out and be successful now that she's in Queen's Quest. Got the new gear. She's with Queen's Quest now. Let's start building her up. Let's really start building her up. Because she's been there long enough. I think it's time to start building up Lady C even more. So I'm hoping they do that. We got Stars versus Just Tap Out. And this is very special because this will be the return of Stars' little giant, that green gorilla herself, Saya Ida. That's right. She will be teaming up with current Future of Stardom champion Hanan and, of course, Star stablemate. And they will be going up against Just Tap Out's Tomaki Honma and Aew. Not familiar with these two. I am familiar with Just Tap Out. I know, if I remember correctly, Micah, I believe, wrestled for Just Tap Out. I know she, I believe she trained under Taka Michinoku, if I remember. That was either her mentor or her trainer. I think it was her trainer. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But you know what? I'm going to say Stars gets the victory. Saya Ida looking strong in her return, and I think they get the victory in Saya Ida's return. And it's about time. It's about time. I wonder how long she's been cleared. I know, she's been out for a long time because I believe she tore her ACL, if I remember correctly. But she's been out a long time. So I'm just really happy to see Saya Ida's finally going to get back into action, give that boost to Stars. And, Stars is starting to look like another strong unit. So it's good stuff. All right, we got another tag team match. We got Oedo Tai versus Diana. So we have Oedo Tai's Starlight Kid and Ruka going up against Diana's Haruka Umisaki and Nanami. I am a little bit familiar with Diana. I know that Saray has wrestled for Diana. I know that Aja Kong has wrestled for Diana. I want to say Meiko Satomura has wrestled for Diana, but I don't know for sure. But I'm a little bit familiar with Diana, but not proficient. Who do I think is going to win this? I don't know the other two from Diana, so still got to keep Starlight Kid looking pretty strong, even though she just lost the high-speed championship to Azumi. I'm going to say Oedo Tai. I think they'll take the victory. And then the main event of New Blood 1 will actually be the debut of Miyu Amasaki. And she's got quite a huge challenge as she takes on the former World of Stardom champion, the Red Queen Utami Hayashishita of Queen's Quest. Oh, man. She's going to have her hands full. But who knows? She may end up taking Utami to the limit. Now, I do believe Utami will get the victory, but we'll see how Miyu does. Like I said, I've never heard of her. But we'll see how she does. I mean, that's quite a big debut match against Utami, that's big. That's big. But we'll see what happens, though. But that's your card for New Blood, taking place on March 11th, which is next Friday, in Shinagawa. So should be fine. Should be really good. I wonder, are they doing a pay-per-view for that? Or is this going to be on Stardom World? I'm guessing they're going to do a pay-per-view for that. I know they're going to do a pay-per-view for Stardom World Climax 2022, but I'm pretty sure, I think they're going to do one for New Blood. Either way, I plan on seeing it. So, but that's all I pretty much have on Stardom for now. But I will say, a lot of folks still talking about Azumi and Starlight Kid's high-speed match for the title. It's like I said, I put that on Match of the Year candidate for this year. That's definitely a Match of the Year candidate. I don't care what anybody says. That's a Match of the Year candidate. Starlight Kid, Azumi, and now Azumi's a two-time high-speed champion. So, this is good. This is really good. So, we'll see how Azumi's second title run will be. But, man, that was a barn burner versus her versus Starlight Kid. It's crazy. Okay. Now, you know what? Let's move on to WWE, because I want to save AEW for last. AEW deserves to be saved for last. So let's move to WWE. Had quite a few interesting events that actually happened on Raw. So we got ourselves a new United States champion. Finn Balor dethroned Damian Priest. And of course he got beat down after the match, but Finn Balor is your new United States champion. So this makes Finn Balor a Grand Slam champion. Yeah, he's now a Grand Slam champion. Because NXT championship, Intercontinental championship, he was the first Universal champion, and now United States champion. So yeah, Finn Balor's now a Grand Slam champion in the WWE. Wow. I can dig it. But we're going to see how this run goes, because we got to remember, his Intercontinental Championship run wasn't exactly spectacular. So let's see how his United States Championship run goes. Unfortunately, he really didn't get a chance to have the Universal Championship run that we all hoped for, since he did suffer an injury in that match, winning the title. So he had to relinquish it. But yeah, Finn Balor returns, and he's now a Grand Slam champion. Who would have thought? Got to give kudos. Damian Priest had an all right run, and of course he's full on heel now. So I expect Damian Priest will probably get another shot. We'll probably get a rematch against Finn Balor. They're probably going to feud for a bit. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Finn Balor, United States champion. We even had a angle where we now know our opponent. We now know Edge's opponent for WrestleMania, will be AJ Styles. And heel Edge has returned. Him and AJ Styles brawled it out. AJ had a little momentum, but Edge shut it down and finished off AJ Styles with a concerto. So heel Edge is back. And to be honest with you, this is probably the match that I'm the most hyped about out of the entire WrestleMania card so far. Edge versus AJ Styles is mainly the only match that I'm looking forward to the most, if I can be honest with y'all. Because, like I said, I think for the most part, the WrestleMania card so far looks like trash. But Edge versus AJ Styles, I think, could steal the show. We'll see. But I think it'll steal the show. But anyways. So, for NXT 2.0, so of course we had some more Women's Dusty Cup matches. So Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu defeated Indy Hartwell and Persia Pirotta to advance to the semifinals of the Women's Dusty Tag Classic. And then Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade were able to dethrone I'm going to try to see if I can pronounce this correctly. Yulisa Leon and Valentina Feroz to also advance to the Dusty Tag Classic for the women. So, with that being said, we now have our semifinal matchups for the Women's Dusty Tag Classic. So, on one semifinal match, you have Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter going up against Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray. As much as I love both of these teams, well, I like Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai more as singles. I think they got to pull the trigger and have Casey and Kaden go over against Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray. That's what I'm hoping. I really think that needs to happen. No offense to Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai, but neither one of those two needs this Dusty Tag Classic tournament victory. They don't need it. They don't need it. So that's one semifinal match. And then the other semifinal match is Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade going up against Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai. I'm pretty sure Raquel and Cora are going to win and advance to the finals. So I'm expecting Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez versus Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter in the finals. And I would like to see Casey and Kaden win. I want to see them win the Dusty Cup. Because like I said, Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez don't need the Dusty Cup. Raquel has already won it once with Dakota Kai. So, I mean, I think Casey and Kaden should be the clear winners of the Dusty Cup. I mean, they had a legit tag team win the men's Dusty Cup and the Creed brothers. They need to let a women's tag team, a legit women's tag team, win the Dusty Cup. And the only team is Casey and Kaden. So I hope they end up doing that. I really do. You had an unfortunate injury happen. Lash Legend versus Amari Miller. So word is that Amari Miller suffered a concussion during this match, going up against Lash Legend. Of course, Lash Legend got the victory, but you know now folks are starting to talk and wonder: is Lash Legend supposedly not safe in the ring. You know, I've been hearing some people talk a little bit about that. So I don't know. I mean, she had a singles match against Saray recently, and you know that didn't seem too bad. So I don't know. I mean, she's part of NXT 2.0, and she's been wrestling on 205 Live and NXT Next Level or Level Up. So I mean, I don't know. It could just be one of those unfortunate bad spots or just unfortunate injuries. Those do happen sometimes, but I know I've already heard people talk a little bit about Lash Legend, so hopefully it's not the case that she's unsafe, but hopefully Amari Miller is okay and she'll return ASAP. You had Gunther versus Solo Sakoa, and he finally takes his first loss on NXT 2.0 as Gunther was able to defeat Solo Sakoa. Kind of a bummer, but yeah, you know they're gonna keep Gunther strong. So I can't say that I'm surprised. And apparently, Grayson Waller and LA Knight are going to have one more match, one more showdown against each other, and it's going to be in the form of a last man standing match. So we'll see if that settles it. We'll see if that settles it. But should be good. Should be really good. But we had an incredible NXT North American Championship match between Carmelo Hayes and the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. This was a good match. This was a really good match. Definitely enjoyed it. It was the main event. So I'm definitely looking at these two competitors, that the clash of styles, I thought was showcased really well. I thought it was definitely showcased well. And you know what? I know Trick Williams had to get involved, but overall, just seeing these two go back and forth, they put on a great match. And Carmelo Hayes was able to get the victory. And yeah. And he also announced that at Stand and Deliver, which is NXT event, which I believe is going to be like a takeover, that's going to be on WrestleMania weekend, he's going to defend the North American title in a ladder match. So we got that to look forward to at NXT Stand and Deliver. So I like Carmelo Hayes fighting. It's a fighting champion. And like I said, he's been doing great in the ring. So I'm definitely looking forward to that match, seeing what the competitors will be. Who knows? We'll probably see Pete Dunne in there, probably see Cameron Grimes, probably see somebody else in there, maybe a fatal four-way ladder match of some sort. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see what happens, but should be good. Should be good. Only thing I got to say about NXT UK, Ilya Dragunov had another successful title defense, this time against Nathan Frazier. And man, did you see the whelps Nathan Frazier had on his chest? Whew, I tell you, don't let the size of Ilya Dragunov fool you. That dude, he can brawl with anybody of all shapes and sizes. That dude is a pure brawler. It's crazy. Like, something tells me he's going to have a long NXT United Kingdom Championship run. I believe so. But we'll see what happens. But it looks like they're gearing up for Meiko Satomura to defend her NXT UK Women's Championship against Isla Dawn. But you know something? I was thinking about this. If I had to pick who I feel should be the one to dethrone Meiko Satomura, to be honest, the only two people that I could picture, it would have been Blair Davenport, but she got injured. And who knows? Maybe they had a plan of her being the one to dethrone Meiko in that Japanese street fight. Perhaps. But she suffered that ankle injury. She's going to be out. So the only other two ladies that I can think of is either Jenny, because I think she would be another good heel champion to hold the title. But if she didn't win it during the time where she was paired with Joseph Connors, then I have no idea if she'll ever get that shot again. And the only other person that I was thinking, which I hope she returns soon, is Aoife Valkyrie. I think Aoife Valkyrie would be a good candidate to dethrone Meiko Satomura. So that's what I'd like to see. SmackDown. SmackDown was kind of interesting. A little, just about as interesting as Raw was. So not only did we crown a new United States champion in Finn Balor, but Ricochet, of course, with some assistance, a distraction from Johnny Knoxville, Ricochet dethrones Sami Zayn to win the Intercontinental Championship. Same championship that Sami Zayn just recently won by defeating Shinsuke Nakamura. But wow. And just like that, Ricochet takes the belt off of Sami Zayn, and Ricochet is your new Intercontinental Champion. And you know what? As bad as some of the booking that Ricochet has had, he is now a Triple Crown champion in WWE. He's a Triple Crown champion. NXT North American Championship, United States Championship, and now Intercontinental Championship. So Ricochet is actually a Triple Crown champion in the WWE. As hard as it is to believe that, because like I said, his bookings sometimes has been really questionable. And let's keep it real. He didn't have a long United States Championship run. So this is another one we'll have to see. We'll have to see if Ricochet has a decent Intercontinental Championship run. Because to be honest, Shinsuke's last Intercontinental Championship run was not that good. Was not good. But word is that apparently Vince McMahon wanted to give Ricochet a big push to the point where Ricochet could potentially be the number 2 top face on SmackDown under Drew McIntyre. So we'll see. Like I said, I love Ricochet. I've known Ricochet since Dragon Gate. That was when I first saw Ricochet. Was in Dragon Gate. So Ricochet, very, very skilled, very much one of the best high flyers in the business. And I hope with his Intercontinental Championship run that it's a good one and it brings some prestige back to the title. But we'll see. We will see. And of course, we know that we are going to have Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. It's pretty much going to happen at WrestleMania. But hey, at least look at it this way. maybe most folks won't see it as so bad now that it won't be for a title, but that could change. That could still change. They could easily take the title back off of Ricochet, put it back on Sami Zayn, and hot potato it. I mean, shoot, they did the same thing with Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, after he won the Intercontinental Championship. So, yeah. Anyways, looks like we're getting a storyline with Austin Theory and Pat McAfee, which it looks like this is leading to a match at WrestleMania. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. Now, I will say, I wasn't a big fan of Pat McAfee back in NXT, but you know what? He actually had a pretty dang on decent match against Adam Cole. I will say that. I was actually pretty impressed. So let's see what he can do against a younger Austin Theory. I'm actually very curious to see not only how they build up this storyline, but to see what Pat McAfee can do in the ring. Because it's been a while. It's been a while. So you know what? That's probably the second match for WrestleMania that intrigues me. Austin Theory and Pat McAfee, just to see what kind of follow-up we can see from McAfee from when he last wrestled Adam Cole. Viking Raiders had a tag title shot against the Usos, but Usos were able to retain with a 1D, so they're still the champs. Ronda Rousey beat Sonya Deville pretty easily, and then made Charlotte tap out pretty easily. But I'm not a fan of them building up Naomi and Sasha Banks to be potentially the next tag team champions. And apparently it looks like they're going to get a match at WrestleMania. Queen Zelina and Carmella versus Sasha Banks and Naomi for the women's tag titles. Why is it so difficult for them to actually have legit women's tag teams? Like, really the only legit women's tag team champions that they've had, I mean, yeah, Bayley and Sasha, the Iconics, the Kabuki Warriors. I mean, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, I mean, I really wouldn't consider them a legit tag team. Despite them being two-time champs, I've never really seen them as a legit tag team, if you know what I mean. But yeah, other than that, really the two big things happening this week with WWE were, you know, the title changes, the mid-card title changes. Ricochet winning the Intercontinental Championship, Finn Balor winning the United States Championship. So, looking at WrestleMania, I'm just wondering if they've updated the card. I mean, yeah, so really the only thing they added was Women's Tag Team Championship match and Pat McAfee. You know, Pat McAfee wrestling Austin Theory. So, just not really a entertaining looking card. I'm just saying. But whatevs. Whatevs. All right. AEW. So, 'Cause, you know, AEW, 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 'cause, before I talk about the AEW Revolution card and give my predictions, we got to talk about the bombshell of an announcement that Tony Khan dropped at the beginning, at the opening of AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday. So, Tony Khan himself, Tony Khan, the man over AEW, the owner, has signed a deal purchasing Ring of Honor. That's right. ROH. Tony Khan has bought ROH. That is ginormous. That is a ginormous move. Wow. So ROH, a promotion that I've followed for quite a bit. Like I said, I've been to a handful of Ring of Honor shows. They've come to North Carolina quite a lot over the years. I want to say I've been to 5 or 6 ROH shows, but you know, I just really was shocked with this move. Now, I know ROH went on hiatus, and they were getting ready to come back in April with Supercard of Honor, but this really shakes things up with Tony Khan, AEW acquiring and purchasing Ring of Honor. And of course, to kick off the match that kicked off right after the announcement ended up being the American Dragon Bryan Danielson against the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels, which was the first main event at the first ROH show. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. But this is a big move. So one of the things that was pointed out is Tony Khan, AEW, is buying ROH. They're going to have access to the library, which, I mean, the library spans 20 years of ROH footage and matches and stuff like that. So they're going to have the assets, the video library. And apparently, word is the next announcement may be details about a streaming deal. And I've heard rumors that Tony Khan, AEW, may be striking up a deal to stream their content on HBO Max. This is a rumor, but HBO Max was thrown in. Which, I mean, HBO Max, from what I've been told, is pretty popular. I don't have a HBO Max subscription myself, but if AEW gets a deal with HBO Max, I might have to do that. I might have to do that. So we'll see. I currently have Hulu, and they have an HBO Max add-on, if I remember correctly. So I might have to look at that. I have to look at that if that goes through. That goes through. But wow, Tony Khan now owns Ring of Honor. And the word is that Ring of Honor is going to be treated like AEW's developmental. So, and they did say supposedly that some of the main card AEW talent will occasionally wrestle on ROH. So it makes me think about a couple of things. One, are they going to keep ROH as like its own separate show, just now owned by Tony Khan? Are they going to the championships? Are they going to keep the championships intact? Like, are we going to see the ROH titles defended on AEW soil and vice versa. You know, I know a lot of folks that were with ROH were released out of their contracts, you know, with the when they went on hiatus and such. You know, is there a chance that some of that talent could be brought back, or even, you know, some of the staff? You know, maybe Bobby Cruz might be brought back. You know, would be nice. Would be nice. Maybe Gabe Sapolsky. That'd be cool. He's done some booking for ROH. So hey, it does make me wonder. Like, are we going to see some returning staff? You know, maybe some of these contracts will be renewed with this acquisition. And also, word is that apparently ROH costed between $30 and $40 million to purchase. And not only that, there was apparently a time where WWE was considering buying ROH. And they could have, but they didn't. And now AEW, Tony Khan, now owns Ring of Honor. Just wow. Just really, really, that's huge. That's really huge. But it does make me wonder. Like I said, I'm sure we're going to get more details on what's to come from this deal, from this acquisition from Tony Khan. And it does kind of make me wonder about, you know, are they still going to have AEW Dark on YouTube? Because it also makes me wonder if they do secure a streaming deal, like if it's HBO Max or something else, like, you know, are they going to start migrating AEW Dark and Dark Elevation onto the streaming service full time, or are they still going to have it on YouTube or both? You know, still a lot of unanswered questions, still, you know, a lot to think about of what's to come after this acquisition. But I'm very curious. I'm very curious, and I'm anxious to see where this goes. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, AEW killed ROH and such and such. I mean, I personally don't think so. Maybe y'all think so, but if so, let me know how you truly feel about this acquisition. But anyway, a couple of big things happened along with this. Of course, we had the opening match, Bryan Danielson and Christopher Daniels, which was great. Tell you, Christopher Daniels, he can still go. I know he's got the bad eye and such. You know, he's getting up there in age, but Christopher Daniels can still go. And it definitely showed in this match. What I was really, really happy about with Dynamite was, oh my goodness. So they had the Casino Battle Royal tag team Battle Royal to determine the final team to compete at Revolution for the tag titles. We already know we got Jurassic Express as the champs. Red Dragon is one of those tag teams. And the Young Bucks ended up being that last tag team. But I have to give a big shout out because Top Flight returned. That's right. Top Flight. Darius and Dante both were in this tag team Casino Battle Royale. And I went crazy. Like, I was nearly almost in tears when Dante came out, and then right behind him, Darius comes out. I was like, oh my God, Top Flight is back. And sure enough, I got to give the booking that AEW did. I got to give them credit. It came down to, what was it, Nick Jackson and Darius Martin as the final two. And of course, you know, low blow and took out Darius. And that's how the Young Bucks were able to get the victory. But I got to give them credit for how well they showcased Top Flight in this Casino Battle Royal. I was very happy. And you know what? Darius, he did not look rusty at all. And it was so cool to see the tag team synergy that these two brothers had. It's like they didn't miss a beat. We got to see their double teams, their high flying, their fast paced offense. I am so happy to see Top Flight. Top Flight's back. And it gets me excited because that's another tag team you got to look out for. I know there's been a lot of eyes on Red Dragon and the Young Bucks and Proud and Powerful and Jurassic Express. But now that we got Top Flight back, keep an eye on them. I expect to see Top Flight get some more matches. I expect to see them start working their way up the ladder. And let me tell you, I would love to see someday Top Flight win those AEW tag team championships. Oh, I would love it. I would love it. I would love it. So, Darius, so glad you're back. Dante and Darius, the brothers, are back. Top Flight is back. Top Flight. Yes. So happy. So happy. I marked out like crazy when Top Flight came out. I know they were the first tag team, one of the first two tag teams in the Battle Royal, but I didn't care. It was just so good to see Darius back. So good to see Darius back. So I'm excited for Top Flight. I hope they will eventually get a push. Like I said, they both look really good. Darius got to really showcase in this match. I mean, he was one of the final two remaining, so that says something. So, great job on the booking for that, AEW. Very great job. We had quite a segment involving CM Punk and MJF. And, I mean, the promo was great and everything. The actions were pretty predictable. I mean, MJF hugged CM Punk, and it looked legit for a bit. And then what happens next? Low blow from MJF, which was only the beginning, which led to a bloody onslaught of MJF just tearing apart CM Punk. Had on the Dynamite Diamond ring. Bam! Clocked CM Punk. Busted open. Just blood everywhere. Gave Shawn Spears the word after using one of CM Punk's old promos. And sure enough, Shawn Spears started choking him out with that dog collar. And just CM Punk covered in a crimson mask. That might as well be like Muta scale level crimson mask. It was crazy. But honestly, more and more with this buildup of CM Punk and MJF, that could potentially be the match that steals the show. Adam Page and Adam Cole might be the main event because it is for the world title. That might be the main event. But MJF versus CM Punk could potentially steal the show. That could steal the show. I mean, the way it's been built up has been like phenomenal. But like I said, those are some of the big things that happened on Dynamite. You know, the key things. And then we got a final qualifier of the Face of the Revolution ladder match where Christian Cage was able to defeat Ethan Page on Rampage, which happened earlier. We had an awesome triple threat match for the TNT Championship. It was Sammy Guevara defending against Darby Allin and Andrade El Idolo. And that's what kicked off Rampage. And it was a great match. I mean, just all three of these guys were just going at it. I mean, with the way it was going, it could have been anybody's victory. And for a second, it looked like Darby Allin was about to steal it after him shoving out Sammy Guevara after he hit the GTH on Andrade. Darby Allin threw him out, hit the coffin drop on Andrade, but then just right at the last moment, Sammy Guevara, they kind of cut the camera too soon. And Sammy Guevara hit like I think it was a twisting senton, or I don't know if he did the 630. It didn't look like it, but I think he hit a twisting senton onto Darby Allin and was able to steal the pin to retain the title, the TNT Championship. Of course, afterwards, was looking to shake Darby's hand because we got to remember they're going to be teaming up in a trios match at Revolution. But Darby, he didn't shake his hand, so not sure if they'll be able to get along. But yeah, so that was rough. That was quite rough. But let's look at this epic card. Oh, before I do that, we had two returns. So we had a segment with Alex Sabrantes, Penta Obscuro, and Pac. And then, of course, the House of Black showed up. But Penta and Pac had a big man of their own, and it happened to be the returning Eric Redbeard. That's right, Brody Lee's old tag team partner. And he helped even the odds. And not only that, he cleared the ring of the security and just the others, made the House of Black look terrified. But wow. And this sets up another match for AEW Revolution. Now, I don't know if Eric Redbeard is all elite. I don't know if it's been confirmed that he's all elite though. So that's another thing that's kind of up in the air. I'll have to look into that, but I didn't see any word of him being all elite. So I don't think he's signed. But yeah. We'll see, but I don't think he's signed. And not only that, so Serena Deeb had her 5-minute challenge, 5-minute rookie challenge on Rampage. And then afterwards, she decided to do a post-match beatdown, post-match submission. And then Hikaru Shida's music hit. That's right. Hikaru Shida is back in the States, kendo stick and all, looking beautiful and just ready to lay out Serena Deeb. She got in a bunch of kendo stick shots on her, just made her look pitiful. So yeah, the rivalry has been renewed. Hikaru Shida is back. And with her being back on AEW, it makes me wonder, I guess maybe the travel restrictions have been lifted from Japan, because she was just in Japan doing Mcafee work. And then also remember, she's got a couple of shows in Japan coming up because she's going to be doing Ice Ribbon and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. She's got a match, I believe it's March 19th against Hikari Noah. So it sounds like she's going to be back and forth between the US and Japan, which was kind of what she was doing before the pandemic hit. Because remember, she was doing both AEW and Mcafee Project, and I think she was doing a little bit of Choco Pro, Gato Move in between. So, hey, good for Shida. Good for Shida. Like I said, she's back. She even had her face painted with the word "I'm back" on there. So just what a return for Hikaru Shida. It looks like this rivalry has been renewed, her and Serena Deeb. So, like, I know my friend, shout out to Blackula, was hoping that they added another match to Revolution, Deeb versus Shida, the continuation of this rivalry. But I don't believe it's going to be added because, we got 12 matches now. We got 12 matches. This is, of course, including the buy-in. There's 3 buy-in matches and 9 main card matches for AEW Revolution. So, you know what? Let's go right into AEW Revolution. So, first pay-per-view of the year for AEW. Let's take a look at these matches. So, we got 3 buy-in matches. So, the main card will start at 8. The buy-in looks like we'll start at 7. Yeah. And, of course, this will take place in Orlando, Florida. March 6th, this Sunday at Orlando, Florida. So definitely looking forward. This will be at the Addition Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida. Let's take a look at this card. So we have one buy-in match, Hook versus QT Marshall. I mean, I think it's obvious that QT is going to get destroyed. He might not get squashed, but it's clear that Hook is going to win. So I'm picking Hook over QT Marshall. We got legit Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander. This one's kind of hard to pick, to be honest with you. This one's kind of hard to pick. You know what? I'm going to go with legit Layla Hirsch, mainly because we got to remember Chris Statlander did beat Layla Hirsch in their last singles match. You know, that's where she went for the handshake, but Layla slapped it away, or you know what I mean? Or just she didn't shake her hand. So I'm going to pick Layla Hirsch. I think she'll get her back. I think she'll get Chris Statlander back. So I'm going to say Layla Hirsch gets the victory. And then the final buy-in match is a 6-man tag. We got the whole House of Black. Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews taking on Death Triangles, Pac and Penta Obscuro, a.k.a. Pentagon Black, and Eric Redbeard. Whoo, man. This is a tough one. This is a tough one to pick. Personally, this is a tough one to pick. Because I mean, Penta Obscuro came back with the gimmick change, and they defeated Malachi Black and Brody King in a tag team match. So, you know what? And then, you know, Eric Redbeard for this match has been inserted. Oh, man. You know what? Part of me wants to say the House of Black wins. Yeah, I'm going to say House of Black wins. But I don't mind being wrong. That's for sure. All right. So those are the buy-in matches. Now let's look at the main card for AEW Revolution. We got the AEW TBS Championship on the line as Jade Cargill, the champion, will defend against Ty Conti. Oh, man. I really, really want Ty Conti to win. I really think this will be a good time for Ty Conti to win. Because y'all have to think about something. Ty Conti has had a couple of title matches since being in AEW. She's faced Serena Deeb for the NWA Women's World Championship, lost. She's had 2 AEW Women's World Championship matches, one against Hikaru Shida, one against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and she lost both times. So to have her wrestle Jade Cargill for the TBS Championship and she loses, so 0-4 in championship matches, that's not going to look good for Tai Conti. That's not going to look good. So, not to mention her title match against Britt Baker was excellent. But I really think they need to pull the trigger and put Tai Conti over Jade Cargill. I think it's time to really consider dethroning Jade Cargill. So I'm picking Tai Conti to win. I really think she should win. Because if she loses against Jade Cargill, it's just, I'm not going to say she's buried, but I'm not convinced they'll make her a singles champion. Because she'll be 0-4 in title matches since her AEW career. That's not good. That's not good. I hope I'm wrong, though. We have a 6-man tornado tag team match. So we have the AHFO, which is Isaiah Cassidy, Matt Hardy, and Andrade El Idolo, taking on Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara. I'm kind of torn with this match. I'm kind of torn because part of me feels like Darby Allin could turn on Sammy Guevara and maybe even turn on Sting. But then another part of me feels like Matt Hardy will turn on Andrade. And who knows? Maybe this is where Jeff Hardy shows up. I don't know, but maybe this is where Jeff Hardy shows up. We'll see. But you know what? I'm going to stay neutral. For now, I'm going to stay neutral. I'm going to stay neutral for now. We have the AEW Tag Team Championships on the line in a triple threat, a 3-way tag team match. The champions, Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, will defend against Red Dragon and the Young Bucks. I'm kind of torn on this match as well because part of me feels like the Young Bucks and Red Dragon are going to feud amongst each other, and then Jurassic Express is going to take advantage and steal the victory to retain the titles. But a big part of me wants Red Dragon to win because, you know, I love Red Dragon and I would love to see them as AEW tag champs. I mean, we've already had the Young Bucks as tag champs. I would like Red Dragon to win, but I think with them and the Young Bucks fighting over each other, there's going to be a moment where I think Jurassic Express will take advantage of that and retain the titles. But I am going to be going for Red Dragon. We got the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, taking on Jon Moxley. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this match ends in a draw. I think this match ends in a draw. I think we may see both bleeding, but I think this match will end in a draw. Because it's really hard to put Mox over Bryan Danielson and vice versa. I think it could really go either way, but I think it should be a draw. I think it should be a draw. We got Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. I think this is where you put Eddie Kingston over. I think he gets the win and beats Chris Jericho and earns his respect. So, pretty simple pick for me, if you ask. We got the Face of the Revolution ladder match, where the winner of this match will get a future AEW TNT championship. opportunity. The competitors: Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Wardlow, and Christian Cage. This is tough. This is a tough one. I don't think it'll be Ricky Starks. I don't think it'll be Powerhouse Hobbs. As much as Keith Lee I wouldn't have a problem with, I don't think he's going to earn that title shot just yet. So I don't think it'll be Keith Lee. Orange Cassidy. Dude, this is hard. This is hard. Yeah, this is hard. I'm going to stay neutral on this. Because part of me is thinking Wardlow or maybe even Christian Cage. But honestly, I'm going to stay neutral. I'm going to stay neutral on this because it's so hard to pick. It's so hard to pick. All right, we got the AEW Women's Championship on the line as Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, will defend against Thunder Rosa. Honestly, I think this is when you got to do it. I think this might be time. I think this might be time for Thunder Rosa to dethrone Britt Baker and become the new AEW Women's World Champion. Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's definitely time. I wasn't originally thinking it would be this early because my original prediction was maybe Thunder Rosa beats her at Double or Nothing, but that's in May, and we got to remember they're going to have the Owen Hart tournament for both the men and women. So, yeah, I think this is probably where you have Thunder Rosa dethrone Dr. Britt Baker and become new AEW Women's champion. So I'm going to say Thunder Rosa. All right, we got the dog collar match. CM Punk versus MJF. I expect this to be brutal, and I expect this to be a decent length and match time. But I think CM Punk is going to get the victory in this match. So I'm picking CM Punk to destroy MJF in this dog collar match. A match that CM Punk is very familiar with. Because if I remember correctly, he had that match, that same type of match against Raven. So, yeah. And then, main event. The AEW World Championship on the line. We got two Adams going against each other. We got the champion, Hangman Adam Page, defending against Adam Cole, baby. I think it's going to be a great match, but I'm picking Hangman Adam Page to win and retain the AEW World Championship. To be honest, I could only see Hangman. I could probably see him being dethroned at Double or Nothing, but not at Revolution. Not at Revolution. So Hangman retains. Anyway, that's your AEW Revolution card. And like I said, it's huge. 3 buy-in matches, 9 main card matches. It's crazy, y'all. It is crazy. So I'm excited. I'm excited for AEW Revolution. I'm excited for Stardom New Blood 1 next week. And then, of course, in a couple of weeks, You got Stardom World Climax 2022. So I'm gonna try to catch that Stardom pay-per-view, the World Climax, because I know that weekend a good friend of mine is getting married, so I probably won't be able to check it out until Monday. That Monday. So yeah. But I still plan on checking it out. But anyway, that'll conclude this edition of Pro Wrestling Talk. A lot of pro wrestling to look forward to. New Japan Cup, New Blood, AEW Revolution, Tony Khan buys ROH, Women's Dusty Tag Classic. We got 2 new mid-card champions in WWE, Finn Balor, Ricochet. It's quite a lot to look forward to. But anyway, that'll do it for this episode of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the 2. This is Jason Ingram signing off. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend. And like I said, look forward to my recap of AEW Revolution, which I'll try to do Sunday night if it's not too late, but do look forward to that. But hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will see y'all very soon. Peace.